Namaste, hello everyone, and welcome to the 30 minutes yoga class today. So today I'm going to introduce to you the Sun Salutation B, and it's a fixed sequence from the Ashtanga series, but I don't want to do fixed things, so I'm going to make it a little bit slower in the first time we do it so that you can catch up and learn all the variations. And we're going to add some more poses into the flow for the next times. Now let's start on the floor so that you can do all variations that is suitable for your own levels. And so let's start by putting your hands and your knees on the floor into a table pose. Table pose is my favorite position to warm up your spine through the cat and cow. Let's inhale, bringing your belly down and raising your chest up, and exhale, be rounded. Inhale, cow pose with your belly dropping down pretty low like a cow. And exhale, being rounded, pushing the floor away like a cat. Continue moving between cat and cow. And feel like waves. So go up and down. Moving smoothly, however tight you feel on your body. Just imagine how you are wavy and very smooth. One more time here. And then let's go back to the table pose. From this table pose, let's have a look in your hands position. I want you to spread your fingers out gently and stick your whole palms down to the floor. Inhale, and when you exhale, move your shoulders forward, bending your elbows. Try to squeeze your elbows to the side of your body. This is called half Chaturanga. And then let's rest on the floor. Keep your hands next to your chest, right underneath your shoulders, hugging your elbows toward the side of your body and lifting your chest up in the cobra pose. So in here, you can think of bringing your shoulders down, and it doesn't matter at all if you are high or low. Pressing your legs very tight down to the floor. And from here, let's squeeze your belly up. Tuck your toes, bring all the hips up and back into downward facing dog. Let's walk your heels on and off the floor a little bit in down dog. And then let's look between your hands, and you can step your feet forward toward your hands position. Inhale into halfway up, so it's like you're doing a cow pose, arcing into your back. You can bend your knees so that you can make your back feel pretty flat and not being rounded. And exhale, forward bend. Be rounded, curl yourself to stand up. As you inhale, arms over your head. And exhale, arms to the side of your body. Stay in the mountain pose. Catch up with your breath so that we can start the Sun Salutation B. And then you can slowly open your eyes and stand at the front of your mat with your feet parallel to each other and as wide as your hips. So in the fixed series, in the Ashtanga, they're going to perform with their feet touching. But to me, feet as wide as hips is more suitable for all levels, including beginners. So this is how I choose to do it. But if you want to, you can always do feet touching each other. Okay, let's stand here, and when you inhale, squat back and down as you bring your arms up to over your head. Chair pose. Make sure you can still see your toes by moving your knees and your hips back and down. When you exhale, bring your belly down to your thighs as you slowly straighten into your legs. Forward bend. But you don't have to lock your knee at all. You can keep your legs pretty bent. Inhale, lifting your chest up like doing a cow pose. And exhale, forward bending. Let's put both of your hands on the floor. You may need to put your hands a little bit forward, but keep them like in the plank position, and then quickly step your feet back into a plank pose. From plank, knees down to the floor, shoulders forward, bending the elbows, half Chaturanga, and then down to the ground. Inhale into cobra pose. Let's move your shoulders down and away from your ears. If you're pretty high here, you can lift the whole cobra up by tucking your toes down to the floor. And this is upward facing dog. From here, be rounded into your belly and push your hips up to the sky into downward facing dog. When you inhale, lifting your right leg up and then bending your right knee, touching into your right arm as you step your right foot toward your right hand position. Now let's bring the whole back foot down to the floor, pointing slightly to the side, like about 30 to 45 degrees. Let's keep your front knee bent as you straighten through your back knee, standing up. Keep your hips facing forward, so if you find yourself turning to the side like this, purposely close your back hip in so that it faces to the front. Bring your arms to over your head. Warrior one. I want you to put more weight on the outer edge of your feet rather than the inner edge, and at the same time press down through the big bone that start your big toe down to the floor. Okay, and then let's bring your hands down to the ground as you step your front foot back into the plank pose again. From here, knees down to the floor, half chaturanga, squeezing arms to the side of your body, and then everything go down to the floor. Inhale into cobra pose or upward facing dog, and exhale, be rounded, bringing your hips up high into downward facing dog. Lifting your left leg up as you inhale, and exhale, stepping your left foot toward your left hand position, bringing your right foot down to the floor, pointing diagonally slightly out. Keep your front knee bent and back leg pretty straight. Stand up and turn your hips to face as much forward as you can. Arms over your head, warrior one. Stay here and try to press more into the outer edge of your back foot rather than collapsing into the inner side of your foot. Inhale deeply, and when you exhale, hands go down to the ground, raising your back heel up and stepping your front foot back into the plank pose. Now knees down, shoulders forward, bending your elbows, and everything go down to the floor. Inhale into the cobra or upward facing dog, and exhale, using your core strength to push your hips up to the sky. Now let's raise your heels up and start walking your feet forward toward the front of your mat. Inhale, lifting your chest up into halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Squat down and raise yourself and your arms over your head into chair pose as you inhale. And exhale, stand up and bring your arms to the side of your body. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths here to calm you down. Catch up with your breath before we move on to the next breath, to the next flow. So slowly open your eyes, stand on the front of your mat again, feet as wide as your hips and parallel to each other. And now we're going to do the same flow, but we're going to add pyramid pose. Okay, so ready to flow with me. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, forward bend, sticking your belly down to your thighs. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Now place your hands on the floor. Now you can quickly step your feet back, or you can jump lightly into plank pose. So land very gently with your feet on the floor. From plank, I challenge you to move the whole plank forward, bending the elbows. This is Chaturanga when you go halfway, but you don't have to stay. Let's go down to the floor. Inhale into cobra pose or upward facing dog. Remember to press down to the root of your big toe, big thumbs, and then be rounded and pushing your hips up really high into downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, stepping your right foot forward toward your right hand position. Let's place the whole left foot down to the floor. Warrior one. Inhale, standing up, fixing your hips by turning it to the front. And now let's bring your hands behind you, interlacing your fingers, and try to touch the palms of your hands together. Hiding your shoulders behind you as you straighten into the front leg. Inhale, popping your chest forward. It's like you're doing a back bend here. And exhale, folding from your hips as you point your hands up toward the sky and still squeeze the palms together, pyramid pose. Take a deep inhale and exhale. And then slowly release your hands, bend your front knee, step your front foot back into plank pose again. From plank, let's move the whole plank forward. If this is too much for you, come back to the knees down on the floor. Eventually lay down on the ground. Inhale into a cobra or up dog pose. And exhale, pushing with your belly. Raise your hips up really high into downward facing dog. Now inhale, left leg up. And exhale, stepping your left foot toward left hand position. Bring your right foot down to the floor as you stand up into warrior one. And then bringing your hands behind you again and interlace your fingers. Try to be the other direction. So flip. So change the way you do the claps. Inhale, lifting your chest up, bringing your arms away from you, straighten into your legs. And when you exhale, forward bending into pyramid pose, pointing your hands up to the sky. One more breath here. Try to touch the palms together. Don't let the palms go apart. Slowly get your hands out. Put your hands down to the floor, raising your back heel up as you step your front foot back into the plank pose. Whole body forward. See if you can hold in Chaturanga for 1 second only. Make everything super tight on your body. And then lay down to the floor. Inhale into cobra or upward facing dog. And then pushing your belly up, lifting your hips up as high as you can. Downward facing dog. Now let's step your feet forward to between your hands position. Inhale into halfway up. And exhale, forward bend. Chair pose as you inhale. And exhale, stand up, bringing your arms to the side of your body. Close your eyes. Catch up with your breath. And stay here for the next few breaths. And then let's slowly open your eyes. We do this one more time, and now I'm going to introduce to you the jumping variation of doing the Vinyasa. This is how they often do in the Ashtanga series. So if you feel like you're not ready to jump at all, you can just do plank half chaturanga. You can just step back to plank and then bring your knees down to the floor for the easier variation. Okay. So now let's stand at the front of your mat with your feet parallel to each other. Chair pose as you inhale and exhale, forward bend, belly down to your thighs. Inhale, lifting your chest up, halfway up. Exhale, forward bend again. Let's raise your heels up and bring your hands down to the floor. Bend your knees a lot. Make your arms really strong like in plank already. This time you jump back, I want you to bend your elbows at the same time into Chaturanga. And then see if you can go straight up into up dog as you inhale. Otherwise, just stay in cobra pose on the floor. Either case, bring your hips up high into downward facing dog as you exhale. Inhale, bringing your right leg up. And exhale, stepping your right foot forward. Bringing your left foot down, pointing diagonally to the side. And then stand up into warrior one. Take a deep inhale here. And exhale, straightening into your front leg, bringing your arms behind you, interlacing your fingers. Inhale, back bend by popping your chest forward and squeezing your arms behind you. And exhale, forward bend, lifting your hands up toward the sky to make your neck really long. Take another inhale here. And then exhale, release your hands, place your hands down to the floor, raising your back heel up, stepping your front foot back into plank pose. Make your hands really strong on the ground, move the whole plank forward, bending the elbows halfway into Chaturanga, and then push all the way up into up dog. Pushing your hips up high into downward facing dog, and then inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, stepping your foot toward your left hand position and stepping the whole right foot down to the floor. Warrior 1 as you stand up. When you exhale, straightening into your front knee, interlacing your fingers behind you, forward bending. Still popping your chest down and forward as you pull your arms up and back. And then slowly release your hands. Place your hands down to the floor, raising your back heel up and stepping your front foot back, plank pose. Chaturanga again. Cobra or up dog as you inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Now let's step your feet together and a bit closer toward your hands. Bend both knees, raising your hips up really high. We're going to jump forward between your hands. Do that when you're ready. And then inhale, lifting your chest up into halfway up. Exhale, forward bend. Chair pose as you inhale. And then exhale, stand up and bringing the arms to the side of your body. Close your eyes. Take a few breaths here to calm down. You can shake your hands. We've been doing a lot of holding weight with your hands on the floor. And then you can slowly open your eyes. And we are done with the class for today. So do you like this Sun Salutation B? Let me know which stage you are in now. And I'm pretty sure that if you do this like on a regular basis, let's say every day, you're going to be able to do Chaturanga and jumping and such. So do yoga and do my other yoga class too. Only take less than half an hour per day. Subscribe my YouTube channel so that you will always receive new yoga classes. And send this video to someone to invite them to do yoga with you. I'm going to see you then, and goodbye.